Okay, this is a VT graph. Okay, so when I have this graph, I will ask myself that what is the relationship between, draw the graph of the acceleration. So you know that acceleration is the derivative of rate of change of velocity, right? So that means from the graph, of VT, if you want to know acceleration, you have to look for the gradient. VT graph. Am I right? Okay, so now they say draw the graph of acceleration. So before we draw the graph of acceleration, let's draw the sign diagram for acceleration first. Okay, let's draw the sign diagram for acceleration first from 0 onward. Okay, now, those who can answer, you answer me, Bram. May I know when is the acceleration equal to 0? Bram? Can you hear me? Okay, 6. Okay, is that all? Christopher? Okay, you say 2. If I look at the graph of VT, correct? This means when T equal to 2, V2 is equal to 0. Not acceleration is equal to 0, it's velocity equal to 0. And when I say that, when you say 6, I agree, is because this is the stationary point. When T equal to 6, V6 is also equal to 0, and this is a maximum point. It's a local maximum. So therefore, A6 also equal to 0. That is the reason, not because it is on the t-axis. So are you clear, class? Okay, good. Now, Christopher, can you please tell me when is acceleration equal to 0 again, based on this VT graph? Yeah, 6. Yes, another one. There's one more. One more time. Yeah, there is C. You're right. There is C. Okay, now, Chunyi, can you please tell Miss Do, from 0 to C, the acceleration is positive or negative?
Negative.
Based on the,
Negative.
Negative, because the VT graph is decreasing, correct? Drop, going down, negative. So from C to 6.
Positive.
Yes. After that is negative.
Negative.
Okay. So if you have a sign diagram like that, so if you want to draw the graph, so you know that your AT graph will pass through C and will pass through 6. And it is above. So the only way it can go is like that. So this is your AT graph. Are you okay? Hello, student? Okay, so then that is part A. So part A is like that. So the rest I'm talking about is the analysis. So usually I will use sign diagram to help me first to know exactly where is the graph located and where the graph will cut the x-axis. Okay, now let's go to part B. Okay, they say that from the three graphs shown below, which graph best describe the displacement? So we know that, okay, for part B, we know that VT is S prime T. Am I right? So if I want to draw the S graph, okay, I want to know which is the S graph, I must have the VT sign diagram to help me to know whether my ST graph is going up or going down. So I start from here, 0 onward. Okay, when is velocity equal to 0? Ashan?
2.
2. Okay, some more?
And 6.
6. Okay, good. Thank you. Chunyi. Amanda, sorry. Amanda, may I know for time from 0 to 2, the velocity is positive or negative based on this graph?
Positive.
Positive. Then go negative, then go positive. Okay, so now I know that. So I interpret from for T between 0 and 2. ST graph is going up and concave down. Agree? Okay, from here, concave down. So it can be 1, it can be 2, it definitely cannot be 3. So graph part 3 out. Okay. So then I also can know that from T equal to 2 to T equal to C, ST graph is going down and concave down. Okay, so you look at the graph, both 1 and 2 is correct. Okay, so now we have to go to the next one. Okay, so for T from C to 6, ST is graph is going down and concave up. So now, obviously, is part 2. So graph number 2. Because concave up, go down, concave up must be like that. So that is how I choose which is the suitable graph. Oh, the other one also is concave down, correct? Okay, so can be 1, can be 2. So we go to the next one. We go to the next one. Okay. So we go to the next one for t greater than 6. ST is going up and concave down. Going up, concave down. So therefore, based on all these, I conclude graph number 1. Because graph number 1 go like that. Go up, reach the stationary point, come down. C is an inflection point, then go down. This is a horizontal inflection point, then go further down. So it fulfills all the 3 here. So the difference between 2 and 3 is the shape of the graph. This part. So are you okay? So analyzing the graph is very important. Any further question on that? Okay. Can I? Okay, so if don't have, I want everyone, since we are talking about this exercise, can you please go to practice 2, question 4. Okay, practice 2, question 4. They give us a function like that. (9(1) e to the power negative t. Okay, can everyone key this into your graphic calculator? Do you have your graphic calculator with you? Please key into your graphic calculator. Sebastian, you didn't key in the attendance. Sebastian? Sebastian, can you hear me? Hello, class, can you hear me? Kenna, you can hear me? Sebastian, are you there? Sebastian, are you there? You didn't key in your attendance. Okay. Okay, let me tell you, this is a very important function that every one of us, you should know, and you should have it in your notes, correct? Even without the graphic calculator, you should know how the function look like. Okay. And there is an inflection point, correct? In this case, okay. Okay, no problem, no problem. Yeah. So the graph should go in this way, correct? Yeah. So there is an inflection point here. Do you know the coordinate of the inflection point? Everyone should have this function in your notes. Correct? So this is your horizontal asymptote. And this is your C/2. And this is your ln A/B. Is it? Yeah, it's ln A/B. Yeah, I'm right. Okay. So I believe all of you know how to use your graphic calculator. Anyone don't know how to get the graph? Everyone know how to get the graph, huh? Okay, if you know how to get the graph, so I want you to pay attention on something. If I come out with a question, prove that n will not go beyond 25. Do you know how to prove this? Do you know how to prove this? Okay, can someone guide me? Okay, Xingren, is it possible for you to talk? If you are in the library, it's not possible for you to talk. Huh? Xingren, is it possible for you to talk? Okay, Xingren, how to start?
As t approaches infinity.
Okay, thank you. So okay, as t approaches infinity. Okay, next one.
E to the power of negative t equals to 0.
Approaches 0. Next one.
And t equals to 25.
So it's better for us to put this step. Okay. Can or not? Okay. Therefore, our NT will approach 25. And you have to write here because this is the upper limit. Correct? So we will say from below. The moment I write there from below, that means all my value of n is less than 25. That is the meaning. So you just need to write from below. then you proofread it. Can or not? So you have to know, and this is the point A whereby the n is increasing at the fastest rate. Okay. And one more information is the anti-graph no, not the anti-graph. Okay, never mind. Okay, Anna? So any other things that you like me? So this is a very important function. Please learn up this function properly. Logistic function, we so call. So important function. I would say very important. You should know. Okay. Another thing about this function is, do you know how to differentiate this function? Do you know how to differentiate? If I give you NT over 1 plus 5.9, 1 e to the power negative t, how to find? Algebraically, n prime t. Do you know how to do that? So everyone take some time to think of how to do that. Okay, should have some idea how to do that, correct? Okay, Xinyi, do you know how to find the n prime t here? Xinyi, is it possible for you to talk?
Yes, miss.
Okay, you tell Miss Do how to find n prime t?
I don't know. I'm not sure my answer is correct or not. But
Am I?
the
You tell me how to do first.
uh
You
and
do read. Okay, you talk first.
d over dt then
No, you have to find n prime t first.
n prime t.
For this case, you have to rewrite your nt. You have to rewrite. Right? If top is a number, we bring the whole thing down there up. So always have to remember. You rewrite like that. Then what rule to use? So you better memorize all these rules. Idina, Do you know how to differentiate this after I rewrite that? Edina?
Miss, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Is it use chain rule?
Yes, yes, you are right. So,
Okay.
so remember this, if on top is a number, this is a number. So we bring the whole thing down, up, then we use chain rule. So you better memorize how to do all this, correct? Okay. Yasini, you know how to use chain rule?
Yes.
Okay. Can you?
Okay.
I write down 25. Then after that, next step.
Times D over DG.
Don't memorize the formula. Memorize the way to do. Straight away do it.
Okay, okay.
Bring down the power. Time by the power. So the first one is multiply by the power. This is called the power. Then second step, copy all. Third, power, take away 1, minus 1. So you memorize what you are doing. So multiply by the power, copy down the whole thing, close, power, take away 1. Time by fourth step. Differentiate all in the bracket. So differentiate E, you also copy down the whole thing. Then time by the derivative of the power. That's why you want to be good in maths. Don't memorize the formula by heart. You memorize how to do it. That is more important. Are you clear? If not, you cannot finish the test paper. And you find memorizing formula, it takes you such a long time. Okay, so I take out my graphic calculator and I start to multiply all these numbers. Those I tick. Are you clear? So all this multiplication, you just take out your graphic calculator, 25 times -1 times 5.91 times -1. That's it. So you got 147.75. Then you e to the power -t, then copy down the whole thing. Okay, so it can be written as the whole thing squared. So everyone, you better learn how to differentiate this. Okay, I'm telling you, I practically give you already. This is the third question I give you. Logistic function. You better learn how to plot the graph, how to interpret the graph, and how to define the derivative of a logistic function. Okay? So any question? Any other question from the textbook that you want me to explain to you? Or the practice test? You can type in the chat, or you can straight away tell me now, please. Okay, anyone got that thing? Your Y graph, is it look like this? Right? There's an inflection point someplace somewhere. Do you still remember how to get the value? Here is 0.366. And when you put 10, is 0.197. And your, this is your Y. Okay, I call this FX. FT, okay? Sorry, FT. Yeah, this is your, yeah. Okay, then your derivative graph, it goes some sort like this. Do you get that? So how to find the coordinates of the turning point? When you have two graphs, you have to be very careful. You can't find the value using that one. So you can only highlight one. So you can quick and you can use second alpha trace, Y2. Then you key in your 0. You also can get the answer. So this one is negative 0.0109. And when it's 10, this is your Y equal to F prime T. So for this sort of function, you have to know how to get both of the graph. Yeah, this is negative 0.00926. And you want to learn the turning point, correct? You go to the graph, then you put second trace, minimum. Then you select the right graph, the green one, the red one for mine. Then you go left bound. Then because it's very hard to see, so you try to go as right as possible. So the minimum point is 1.482. And this is negative 0.249. 0.249. Okay. So I told you already, from here, I can find when is it decreasing at the greatest rate. And I can also help to draw the sign diagram. Am I right? So for this case, the sign diagram of F prime T will be you nothing put down and is always negative. And F double prime T, 0 to 10. And I mark down 1.482. And here is negative and here is positive. So anyone have any issue? I told you already yesterday from yesterday lesson that even if you don't know how to differentiate, you still can get the sign diagram and get the 2 marks, correct? So I'm here trying to help you. Please help yourself. Hao-Zhe, you know how to use your graphic calculator?
Yes.
You have to, okay? You have to be very familiarized. You have to be as fast as me like that. When come to higher level, you cannot say, I'm a teacher. You cannot say like that. You get what I mean? Okay. So now if you want to get the derivative for this, I told you already, we use quotient rule, correct?
Yeah.
So my dy over dt. Quotient rule always start from the right down the bottom. Differentiate the top. It's easier to remember like that. And remember, it must be take away. Write down the top. Differentiate the bottom. The whole thing over bottom square. So cancel. Cancel. So I got 1, take away ln t plus 3. This is the top over the bottom. So a lot of things in maths is like that. You memorize how to do. It's much easier than memorize like that. dy over dx is vu prime minus uv prime over v squared. You don't even what is it? What is u? What is v? Why don't you just memorize like that? Okay, then after that you can get your d2y over d t squared as same thing. Top, differentiate, time by the bottom, then go on. Okay? So I